Diocaesarea Uzuncaburç, which is a remote village now, is located in the Taurus Mountains at about 30 km north from Silifke. Once it was the ancient city of Olbia or Olba, and it was a center of worship to Zeus Olbius. This site was separated by the Romans from the Hellenistic city of Olba, and it was given a city with a new name as Diocaesarea in 72 AD. Now it is situated among the remains of the ancient Roman city of Diocaesarea. Now I will talk about its history. Originally, the former site of Diocaesarea formed part of the ancient city of Olba. Olba was a residential settlement, while the former site of Diocaesarea served as a cult center for Olba. There was the temple of Zeus Olbius. When the Romans captured Olba, the cult community had gained much more importance and it was separated from the city of Olba. It became independent and was given the name Diocaesarea from the reign of the Emperor Tiberius between 14 and 37 AD. After that, the site began to assume the character of a city. During the Roman period, the city reached its largest limits and was encircled by a wall. In the 5th century, the Christian inhabitants turned the temple of Zeus into a basilica. Later, other churches were built in the city. In the 11th century, some Turkish tribes came to live in Diocaesarea, which they called Uzuncaburç because of the famous tower as the eternal symbol of the site. The most important buildings on the site date from 1st to 3rd centuries AD are the Parade Gate, the Roman Theatre, Fountain House, the Temple of Zeus Olbius, the Temple of Tyche, the City Gate, and the High Tower. I want to begin with the Parade Gate. It is an impressive columned monument and it stands majestically in the middle of the city. This Roman monument measures 15.30 meters long and 8 meters wide. In addition to this, it is unique construction in the region in that its entire structure is preserved. Its huge columns are composed of limestone domes. The monument originally had 5 entrances. The one in the center had an arched roof and was larger than the others. The second half of the structure has collapsed, but its main architectural elements are in the courtyard of the mosque. The Parade Gate dates from the end of the 1st century AD. Secondly, the Roman Theatre is an important building there. According to an inscription, it was built during the reign of Emperors Marcus Aurelius and Lucius Verus between 161 and 169 AD. The structure stands at the beginning of the main Colonnade Street, behind the Parade Gate. There is an interesting thing about the theatre that it's half buried in the ground. The lower part of the structure is set into the slope of the city mount, while the upper section is built up and fortified with the help of a strong wall of large stone blocks. Some 2,500 people could find a seat there. Recently, the theatre has been excavated by the Turkish Culture Ministry. Another important building is the Fountain House. This Roman structure measures 17 meters long and 11 meters wide. It stands on the west of the Parade Gate. When we stand facing the Fountain House, we can see on the left and right 2 square limestone blocks with round marble column bases and broken column shafts lying nearby. The structure dates from the 2nd or 3rd century. The statues which once adorned it are now missing. In antiquity, Diocaesarea was well known for the temple of Zeus Olbius. It was built in 295 BC during the reign of the king Seleucus I Nicator, one of the generals of Alexander the Great. According to a legend told by Strabo, the original temple of Zeus Olbius had been founded by Ajax, one of the Greek heroes of the Trojan War. The monument measures 39.70 meters long and 21.20 meters wide with 30 standing columns. The construction served both as a pagan temple during Roman times and as a church during the Byzantine era, when the Christians transformed it into a basilica. This design consisted of a straight and wide main street. The course of the walls was determined by the shape of the site, and there was a castle on a hilltop. Both sides of the path leading from the main street to the sanctuary are lined with architectural stone elements, among which are frieze blocks with reliefs of animal heads, flowers, leaves, geometrical figures, etc. The columns standing at the end of the main colonnaded street are part of the Temple of Tyche or Fortune. During the reign of the Vespasian or his son Domitian between 69 and 96 A.D., this shrine was given as a present to the city by a man and a woman named Oppius and Kyria. The inscription on its architrave states, "Oppius, the son of Obrimus, and Kyria, the daughter of Leonidius, and the wife of Oppius, gave the Tycheum to city." The temple dates back to 1st century A.D. It consists of 6 columns, but one is missing. Another impressive construction is the city gate. It is situated north of the Temple of Tyche. It is about 32 meters wide and 12 meters high. The width of the wall is just over 1 meter. The monumental structure has 3 arched entrances. The gate was embellished not only with usual architectural ornaments, but also with Roman statues. This gate is one of the most important monuments in the city, because it bears an inscription containing the name Diocaesarea. We can learn from the same inscription that it was erected during the reign of the Emperor Arcadius between 395 and 408 A.D. Also the gate was completely restored during the co-reign of the Emperors Arcadius and Honorius. Finally, I would like to mention about the high tower. It has an important role on the city. The tower which formerly stood on the enclosure wall was built on the highest part of the city. The inhabitants were very proud of this building, because it dominated the whole site and it could be seen on coins. The structure measures 22.30 meters high, 15.70 meters long, and 12.50 meters wide, with its walls pierced with arrow slits and small windows. The tower had 5 floors, which were in turn subdivided. The ground floor was linked to the first story with a stone staircase, while the upper ones were interconnected by wooden stairs. From the state of the inner walls it can be drawn a conclusion that the building must have been burned out at one time and seriously damaged. The high tower, which served in ancient times as a symbol of the city on coins, has also given its name to the Turkish village as Uzuncaburç, which means fairly high tower. It's still the most remarkable monument in the neighborhood. To sum up, Diocaesarea or Uzuncaburç is the place worth seeing. For that reason, I recommend you to visit there. I am sure that you will enjoy it.